I think villains get a bad rap. For example, Darth Vader. People get on him for killing a bunch of kids, but those kids could have, turned out to be bad people. So I think it's pretty justified. And then Thanos. People get on him for, killing half the universe, basically, but think about this. That half of the universe he killed were probably bad people, like murderers and that stuff. So he probably did something good to the universe by doing that, by killing all those people. So overall, I'm just saying, I think sometimes we look at these evil characters, quote-unquote evil characters, and sometimes I think we misrepresent them in media. And in today's video, I want to share a case of people misrepresenting a character and portraying a character as evil when he did nothing wrong and he's innocent. And this character is Vilgax from the beloved series Ben 10. Vilgax gets a bad rap. Maybe he did try to kidnap a kid and cut his arm off, and maybe he did try to take over the planet Earth, and maybe he did have a multiversal bomb that killed a lot of people. So without context, that all does sound really bad for Vilgax. Okay, that does sound really bad for Vilgax, but we had to put it in context to understand why Vilgax did nothing wrong. He's an innocent person, and if anything, he's the hero of Ben 10. So in today's video, I'm going to be representing Vilgax as my client. I have him right behind me. He's not threatening me and my family to make this video, but I want to show you fine people why Vilgax is actually innocent and how he's been misportrayed by the media. So let's jump straight into this video. So first off, the first appearance of Vilgax is him shooting down Xylene's ship, and that does sound pretty bad, but I'm gonna raise you this question. What was Xylene's motive with the Omnitrix? What was she going to use the Omnitrix for? I don't know. I don't remember, and if you do remember, you don't remember now. But basically, we don't know what she was gonna use the Omnitrix for. So if anything, Vilgax was saving us from Xylene, and maybe Xylene was the villain, and Vilgax is getting misportrayed as the villain instead. We don't know the full context of the situation. We only get partial context of the chase and hunt. So we don't know. Maybe Vilgax was in the right in the situation. You never know. And if anything, him going after the Omnitrix is a good thing because the Omnitrix has the DNA signature of Myax, and Myax is the same species as Vilgax. So if we follow the logic that everyone in the same species know each other, that basically means Vilgax is best friends with Myax, therefore he's just getting the Omnitrix back for Myax. Vilgax is just a nice guy who's trying to get back this device that his best friend made, at least to his knowledge, okay? He probably doesn't know that Azimuth made it, and if he does know Azimuth made it, that doesn't matter because it has Myax's signature on it. So he's just getting back the property of his best friend, and they're best friends because they're a part of the same species. Like humans, for example. We know every single human on the planet, and we're best friends with them because we're part of the same species. See? That logic tracks. Anyways, after this, some people may say Vilgax was in the wrong for sending drones out to go kill Ben and his family and take the Omnitrix back. But in this scenario, Vilgax doesn't know that Ben is Ben. He just thinks he's a random person. And how would Vilgax know if this random person wasn't a bad person? What if a serial killer got the Omnitrix and tried to kill people with the Omnitrix? So basically what Vilgax was doing is he was going to go get the Omnitrix back for his best friend Myax, and he was making sure that no one in the wrong hands was using the Omnitrix. So his actions in the episode, and then there were 10, Hunted, and the Alliance are all very valid because he doesn't know who's wielding the Omnitrix. They could be a very bad person for all we know. So then in the episode Secrets, some people could be like, well, actually, Vilgax sent drones out to destroy the city and then, kidnapped a kid and try to mutilate his arm off and try to kill an old man and a little 10-year-old girl. But I think we need the context of the scenario to really paint the full picture on why Vilgax did nothing wrong. So the part of him destroying the city, I think that's wrong, okay? He was just pretending to destroy the city. If you actually watch the episode, he was just pretending to do it to draw out Ben because he doesn't know who Ben is. Remember, he doesn't know who Ben is. He doesn't know Ben is using the Omnitrix for good purposes, so you may think that Ben's using it for bad purposes. He doesn't know. Well, actually, he was watching a news report of Ben earlier in that episode doing heroic things. But from an outside perspective, he may be thinking Ben's doing bad things on Earth from those news reports. So my argument still stands pretty solid. So basically, he was just trying to draw out Ben, and he was faking destroying the city. He wasn't actually destroying the city, duh. He was just faking it. And yes, he did kidnap Ben when he knew he was a 10-year-old kid. But to be fair, he didn't know if Ben was a 10-year-old psychopath. Who knows? Ben could have been a 10-year-old psychopath. And then mutilating Ben's arm off, that does sound like a pretty bad thing to do. But think about it this way. If there's hypothetically a 10-year-old psychopath wielding the most powerful device in the universe, wouldn't you want to cut his arm off too to make sure he doesn't go around and destroying stuff? I would personally. So basically, I think him kidnapping a 10-year-old kid and mutilating him to get the Omnitrix, I think that's perfectly fine. After that, then you could argue, well, he tried to kill Grandpa Max and Gwen. They broke into his ship and started to do stuff. So I think he's very justified in trying to kill a senior citizen and a 10-year-old girl. So I think that's pretty justifiable. Oh man, he also did destroy a national monument. But he was doing it to get the Omnitrix back from a hypothetical psychopath that's a 10-year-old child. So again, he was only doing it for the safety of the entire universe. Yeah. He was only doing it for the safety of the entire universe. So basically, everything Vilgax did in season 1 was very justified. And if anything, he's the victim here because his ship got blown up. His property, like, he lives there. That's his place of residence. And that was blown up by Grandpa Max and the Tennysons. And then he was just floating in space. Now we have season 2, episode 13, Back with a Vengeance. Now you could say Vilgax does go to Earth and try to kill Ben and all that stuff, but I think we have to put it in context again. So basically, Kevin 11 frees Vilgax. So after he frees Vilgax, Vilgax teams up with Kevin 11 to go get their get back on Ben and take the Omnitrix away from him to make sure that Ben doesn't hurt anyone. Yeah.
Oh wait, I was just thinking and I remembered that Vilgax literally told Ben that he was going to use the Omnitrix to like make an army of like Omnitrix users that were gonna like take over the entire universe.
We're pivoting back to the episode Secrets. So in the episode Secrets, when Vilgax was telling Ben that he's gonna use the Omnitrix to take over the whole universe, he was just joshing around. He was just kidding. He was just joking with the homies. Have you ever said something out of pocket in front of a homie before? You have, okay? We've all known. We've said some pretty bad things in front of the homies. So basically, Vilgax was just being a homie. He was just chilling and he was just joking around. He wasn't actually gonna do it. He was just joking. He's just joking. And you can't use jokes as actual evidence in the court, okay? We all know that if you say JK, then that isn't a crime, okay? We all know that. Anyways, pivoting back to the episode Back with a Vengeance, Vilgax and Kevin do try to kill Ben and take the Omnitrix, but again, we don't know if Ben's like a terrorist or something. From Vilgax's point of view, if I was Vilgax, I think Ben is like a terrorist, in my opinion. Like, he's like a terrorist, because he looks suspicious. Ben looks very suspicious. So if anything, he was just trying to save the universe again like he did in the season 1 finale. And then him getting trapped in the null void is again Grandpa Max, like, doing a crime against Vilgax. So if anything, Vilgax is the one who is, getting crimed on. Yeah, the Tennysons are the bad guy of the story, and then he gets left in the null void. So moving on to the next episode Vilgax appears in, and that's the episode Ben 10,000. Now he appears as his future self, and I don't think we can punish someone for what they do in the future. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do in 20 years, but why would you punish me for something I do in 20 years? I'm not that person. So anything Vilgax does in this episode gets thrown out of court, because I said so. So now his next appearance is in the movie, what's the movie called? Oh, Secret of the Omnitrix. Now, in this movie, he does steal someone's ship, okay? He does steal some people's ship, and he does attack Ben. But again, we've said that Vilgax can go out and attack Ben because Ben's like a terrorist. And then him stealing the ship, that's not that bad. He was doing it for the cause of chasing a terrorist down, which is Ben Tennyson. So, if anything, I think he was justified in doing it. Then he did go to Azimuth's planet and try to, like, kill Azimuth, Ben, and Tetrax, and Myax. And I just said that Myax was actually friends with Vilgax. But maybe Vilgax just didn't see Myax, and he just didn't see her. And maybe he thought Myax was kidnapped by Tetrax, and he was invading Azimuth's planet to get the Omnitrix back from Ben, who's a terrorist, as we confirmed earlier in the video, and he's trying to save his kidnapped brethren in Myax. Yes, that's what he was trying to do in Secret of the Omnitrix. He was trying to rescue his kidnapped brethren in Myax and trying to take the Omnitrix back from the terrorist Ben Tennyson and the terrorist Azimuth, because Azimuth just made like a weapon, like the nuclear bomb. He's like Oppenheimer. Azimuth is basically like Oppenheimer, but making the Omnitrix instead of the nuclear bomb. And I think Oppenheimer was like tried in court or something. I didn't watch the movie, but I think he was. And therefore, Azimuth should go to jail. So that's basically how Vilgax was innocent in the movie Secret of the Omnitrix. He didn't do anything wrong there either. So if we look at the classic series in a bubble, Vilgax does nothing wrong. And if anything, if you want to say he did something wrong, well, it doesn't matter, because Vilgax is like a leader of a planet or something. So that basically gives him like immunity from like getting tried as a criminal. So even if you want to say he did this stuff, which he didn't, okay, I'm not saying he did, he's immune, so you can't do anything to him anyways. So overall, I think, forgot about Alien Force and Ultimate Alien and Omniverse. Oh man, Alien Force Vilgax, he didn't even do anything that bad anyways. Like, he took over a few planets, which it was like, he did that in the accordance of the law, I think. He, like, became a leader of a cult, but he can't control what his cultists do, okay? He's just the leader. Leaders can't control what, like, their followers do. Then he did steal the power of Dagon, but Dagon was, like, not a good person, so it was pretty justifiable. And if anything, he was doing it to, like, stop Ben. I think. I don't remember. I haven't watched the Ultimate Alien finale in a while, so I don't know what he was going to do with his powers. But it was probably something good. And then in Omniverse, he did like make a big bomb to kill a lot of Bens. But think about it this way. Ben's a terrorist. Him and his universe deserve to go bye-bye. So basically, Vilgax in any iteration is innocent of all charges. He has not done anything criminal, and I feel like people calling him an evil villain should deserve to go to jail for spreading false information. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, Vilgax, I made your video. Please let me and my family go. I made your video. I'll post it, I swear. Please, just let me and my family go, please. What? You're gonna kill me and my entire family? You're gonna dig up the bodies of my ancestors and destroy them too? You're gonna destroy my whole bloodline? What's wrong with you? You're a psychopath. You're insane. You deserve to go in an incarceration for the rest of your life. You deserve to die.